What's up, everybody? Bullies and bullets. It's time for another episode. We're missing one this time, though, and it doesn't really fucking matter, does it? It's just me and Kaz tonight. Kaz, what's up?
Yes. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter. Fuck Avon. We never liked him anyway. What did he ever do? You know, all that.
Yeah, what does he bring to the stream except for fucking snoring with his mic on?
Yeah, and like talking over us, interrupting us constantly, belligerent drunkenness. Um, yeah.
I'm not a fan of that fake Texas accent either.
Texas accent. Texas. Oh, I'm sure he'd love that.
Yeah, well, it's just us, man. The Italian and the Brit meeting again after we got done partying, because of our respective sides playing sports ball today. Did you
Yeah.
watch it at least?
Did I fuck? No. Did I fuck? I literally have just looked at the result. I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah. Somebody was saying that, like, you know what? Honestly, I think Kaz probably wants Italy to win.
I said that a
So,
few
yeah,
times in the
fair
Discord.
enough.
Yeah, dude, I said it a few times in Discord because I was like, oh god, I would love them to stop fucking talking about. Dude, I look at the news like every day, and it's just fucking riddled with this shit, riddled with football, and like, fucking hell, this is worse than the Royals.
Yeah, well, because it's like they want validation for like the wokeness in the UK. They want to bring it home and talk about like how diversity is the strength of the team and this and that, and it was just denied by a bunch of eye ties. I love it. it
Yeah,
was it was a great game. I mean, it's weird how like I get nervous for fucking things that I have literally no stake in. I'm just watching it, and my family's from one country and not the other, and that's enough to get me to like fucking really get invested in this shit. Sports ball.
sports ball.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, no, I don't really
Anyways,
know. I don't really know anyone IRL who gives a shit about sports ball, football, whatever. Um, I really don't
it's
know.
because of the only other beings that you come into contact with are your wife and your dog. So I mean, like,
Oh shit.
but yeah, I mean, we'll be talking today. We'll it might be a little crypto heavy, just given the circumstances. We got nobody to talk about GameStop or whatever the fuck Avon used to bring to the show, but he's out of it. He's out of it today. He's on a nice little vacation, and we'll have him back next week. I guess we focus group tested a new song today. Let us know how you
Yeah.
like it.
Um, Me and if Max, you don't like it, that's fine. I can get over that if you
Well,
don't like it.
I mean, if somebody made it for us, I don't want to shit on it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's nice. It could be something that's played in the background really low, I guess, to keep things flowing and to keep our heart rate synced to something.
Well, yeah,
But
I mean, this is kind of, I suppose, backroom talk, isn't it? But like, I was thinking of some kind of backtrack for the whole thing.
yeah, I like that.
Because some people, well, some streams have music going the whole time, right? And it's something in the background.
It's a
A
it's a
bed.
technique to kind of keep people, you know, it kills the dead air at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think notifications went out.
Uh-oh.
Fucking
Well,
YouTube.
people, yeah,
YouTube sucks, man.
there's a lot of things that sucks at the moment. There's a lot of things that suck at
A
the
lot of
moment.
things that suck. Well, on the thing that doesn't suck, I know obviously I've just really woken up, but Bitcoin went up a little bit.
Yeah, it did. That's something that I was on Ghost Stream last night, and that's something that we were well, it's something I brought to the table at least because I had to interrupt the talk about anime and fucking cartoons, so I brought the Bitcoin situation. I mean, for the past like week, at least over the weekend, it hasn't been moving at all. And whenever shit like that happens, whenever it gets really stagnated, there's usually a big movement to follow. It's like pressure that builds up and then it explodes one way or the other. And in the past couple of times we've had it, it's always broken down to the bottom, and that was kind of getting me nervous. But 30,000 seems to be the bottom right now. You know, with the institutional money that's in it, they do not want this thing below 30,000, and that's just what I've been seeing. But I hate to see it when the two Bollinger Bands, you know, start to constrict really hard, and you really don't have an indication as to whether it's gonna. You don't have an idea of where it's gonna go. There's nothing, you know. There's FUD in the market right now. There's people talking about this grayscale unlocking.
Yeah, well,
If you
dude, I mentioned that the other week on this stream um that I was concerned about it, and I will be trying to make money off it. I'll try to put a short in before anything happens. People are saying this is all priced in. People are saying the ETH thing that's going to happen is all priced in. I don't know how much I believe that, because you just think of the retail investor, right? They don't really know
yeah,
anything, right? They don't know what grayscale is. They don't know about the ETH fucking shit going on. So the general investor is going to see some news, and they're going to think, "Oh my god, I'm going to buy," or they're going to sell. I mean, sorry. So I don't know, man. I don't think it's completely priced in. Sure, the institutional wise, probably, but there's a lot
well,
of
I don't think
retail.
it's priced in, but like the thing is, it's the misdirection and the misunderstandings that come with it. I mean, like all anybody has to do is just learn how the market works. I mean, that's you know, that's the tall ask right there. Where it's like the articles that I'm reading, they're all so negative about this GBTC unlock, and it's like, do you honestly think that they're going to dump with so it's something like 40,000 Bitcoin is going to be unlocked and at least available to be traded. It's in a trust right now and nobody can touch it. And then, you know, on
Yeah, and it's
July
not
17th,
it's not that.
July 18th, it's like 16,000 are going to be released
Yeah,
for trading.
yeah, and it's
But
not
that doesn't,
like they're getting it straight away. That's not how
that's
it's working.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like
That's what I was,
it's not like
God
they
damn it.
just put the fucking 19 whatever thousand into their fucking spot and then say sell right now. That's not how it's working. It's
Yeah, Kaz, that's where I was going before you stepped all over my dialect, my monologue here.
That's how two people talk on a stream.
Yeah. Well, but you're exactly right. You know, you're not going to, especially with Grayscale and the price that they bought in, it's against their interest to start dumping it all at once. Why would they do that unless, you know, they're shorting the market? But even then, they have Bitcoin. They're not going to fucking just dump it all at the same time. It's not like a Chinese mining facility is trying to get rid of all their Bitcoin, because that actually happens.
Yeah, that
But
happens all the
this is
time. I mean, that's all they
this.
do. Fucking Chinese mining people. You see it happen all the time. But speaking of mining, we had some hash rate power coming back this week. Did you see that?
I did see something about it. I haven't been looking. The mining sphere of this space is something that I don't generally pay attention to unless it's something like, you know, something in global news, geopolitical news, regulations and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that. But as far as the technicals of the mining and the hash difficulty, no, I haven't. You can inform me here.
yeah. So if you look at the 7-day average, which I will bring up right about, I won't be able to bring this up. Oh no, I probably can. Hang on, let me share it. Share screen. Yeah, yeah. I'll have to do it like that. It's a bit shit, but there you go. Right, this, and it's all white as well, so you're gonna hate that.
Uh,
Total hash rate. You can see,
oh my God.
how it started coming back up a little bit. So that's some pretty good news. Obviously this started, last week. We talked about it last Sunday.
Hmm.
But you can see that last little bump is going up 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 million terahashes. So it's not much, but it's something. You know, it's a sign it's coming back, right? It's a sign the network is working as it should. Um, the only worry I had about the China thing was short term. I was, as we said last week, I think, you know, we want China out the market. We don't want China
Yeah.
having all the hash rate. Oh, this is probably an interesting chart. Let me put this in. Save as. Yeah, I can hear the Windows noises. Did you hear that?
So I was reading the chat. Say it again. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I can see what you're looking at right now.
yeah. So I just brought another one up. Let me make it bigger. So if you look at the mining hash rate, we're only back to where we were late 2019. We basically have only lost everything from this year and last year, um, which to me doesn't seem like a big problem. I don't know. Don't know. I mean, you said you don't really follow it, so you probably not really got much of an opinion, I guess. But um, yeah, I mean, it's good for us that hash rate is coming back. Hopefully, it means that we'll be getting more hash rate in other countries. Well, it should mean that because China's banned it, right? So we can only hope. I think crypto will take a year or two to blow up again, likely 2 years. Well, it apparently you might know more about this, Max. I don't know. I've heard people say that the market runs in like a 4 year cycle.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
say that too. I say that all
Do
the
you
time.
wanna go into that a little bit because you know you can probably explain it better rather than me.
Well, it's just yeah, it's the ebbs and flow of the market. There's a market cycle that started to develop on Bitcoin and just crypto generally. It's that we usually have a bull run or a parabolic run up every 4 years. There tends to be a big market cycle, and I'm not sure. I think in the credit market, this is probably something that Avon would have been able to talk to us about. Every 12 years, something in the credit cycles changes, and that's it affects property value, it affects interest rates. Uh, that tends to be every 12 years. And that was something that people were aware of in 2020 and leading into this year because of the 2008 market crash. Coming into 2020 and 2021, everybody was sort of on the lookout for the same sort of market cycle there. And I think, that sort of led into why people started to hedge in Bitcoin specifically. That's one of the reasons why I thought it was the 12-year credit cycle sort of led people to alternative routes of sort of hedging against the USD, and that's what I think one of the reasons why Bitcoin had a run up around November. And it's crazy how with these 4 year cycles, it's 4 years to the week. Like we had November 2017 around Thanksgiving is when everybody started talking about Bitcoin for the first time, and that pushed it up to around 20,000, just shy of 20,000 at around 17.5, I think it was at the top. Yeah, that was in December of uh, 2017, and then 4 years later we had the same exact thing pretty much. So when people talk about buying and holding, these little peaks and valleys over the months and the weeks, none of that really matters when you look at it in the long scale, in the long term charts that we're looking at right now.
Yeah,
But yeah, and it has everything to do with the halvening too, the
halving. Yeah.
halving. Yeah.
So on the screen, I've got
Oh yeah,
a
no, I could see
chart.
it, dude. It's lighting up my entire office right now.
On the screen, you can see there's like a cycle here. So this is one of the did we mention much about paying attention later this year that could be a big thing to think about, like September, October, November? Did we mention that? I don't know, maybe we did. But something people pay attention to was those dates for the crypto winter. Worried that there'd be a massive dump off there. Uh, that's why I wasn't necessarily expecting it to happen so soon this year, but it doesn't really matter. we can still carry on. But on screen, we can see how every 4 years something seems to happen. Um, where was it? Here on the blue and the green part, you can see just as it crosses, it basically goes up. The that might be a red and blue. You can see it goes up there. So who knows? In the green and the white section, we might be seeing something later this year. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I
And
meant the
this is the
white and the
thing.
new section, but yeah, carry on.
So if you're gonna keep something in cold storage, if you're gonna put something on a wallet and forget about it, this is definitely something that you want to pay attention to. But I mean, guys like us, I think you and I, it's pretty safe to assume that we're playing the markets on a daily basis. So while it's while it's cool and it's sort of something that it's sort of a meme where you go, well, all you have to do is, you know, pull back, scale out, the go to the higher time frames if you're worried about what you're looking at right now. If we go from 36,000 to 30,000, just pull back, pull back. Look, we're still on an uptrend. It's still going to go up. We still have these 4-year cycles. That's all cool and everything, but you do want to look at your wallet. You do want to look at your portfolio and see some upwards momentum at least.
Yeah, and let me just add to that because I know I've mentioned this a few times, I think, but it's like I do have stuff in cold storage, right? Or I do have stuff offline. I do keep Bitcoin and some ADA for the long term, right? Not a huge amount, but it's a little bit. So, that's what my long-term inflation protection is basically. And I do want to get into other things. I've talked about gold, I've talked about um, other things, houses as well. But like the houses are such a big fucking effort. I don't know how much you care about like the property market and stuff, but
It's basically
seems like
it's
a ball ache.
basically how my family does their retirement is they buy property and rent it out, and
Yeah.
there's no 401k, but it's the work is such, and now people are such fucking slobs, dude. It's like,
Yeah, dude, that's what puts me off doing it. My main, well, yeah, literally number one reason why I don't want to get into the housing market and renting is just because of people. I don't
yeah.
I don't want to have to fucking get a phone call at 3 a.m. because they've drunkenly smashed the place up. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
I can give you a tip on that if it's something, and I don't know how it works in the UK market or anything, but that's, the that's one of the things my dad was doing was just buying like duplexes and triplexes and stuff like that. But people are fucking disgusting, dude. Like, so they got into like warehouses and commercial property. And if somebody opens up a tire shop in one of your warehouses, that thing's going to be there for 20 years. There's normal wear and tear that comes with the business, but because of the insurance and because of the nature of the business and how they want to keep customers, you're not gonna see that thing fall into complete disrepair. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, commercial
commercial
property.
property.
Yeah, commercial property probably a good idea. I didn't even really think of that. I
That's
was
what I'm
only
here for,
Yeah,
baby.
there you go. There you go. You just secured my retirement. It's done.
But that's literally what they do because I'm from they're old school in that they would rather have their money underneath their mattress than put it in a bank, right? That's just sort of that old that old country mentality where they don't know where the government's going to go. And I think I think it's pretty safe to fucking start adopting that kind of mentality ourselves,
I think
right?
it's a good mentality. Yeah, I think it's a good mentality.
Yeah.
As for storing, I know it's a bit of a meme, but storing your money in your mattress, um, I think I like to follow the a percentage rule of what I do with things. So I think I mentioned initially I was only doing like 5 or 10% of my uh, funds in crypto and trading. I raised that up to like 25%. I don't know what it is now. Um, and then I'd want to aim to have about 50% of my funds in like a long term hedge against everything, right? And then I want to have 25% that I'm fucking around with, on exchanges and stuff like that. And about 25% just spending, right? Or in the bank. Maybe even less, right? I don't really need so much in the bank. Uh, but that's what I'm trying to aim to do. Getting to that place is going to be tough because I've been trying to have like an investment plan of what I do with all my funds, and getting to that place is going to be tough, especially if I want to look at property. Even though I don't really like the idea of it, but commercial property might be something I could look into.
Definitely check it out, man. Like even if it's here's what the work. That's the thing. The work with commercial property comes in the initial setup, right? Like
Yeah,
if you and you sort of have to be innovative about it because, like I said, I not to try to get too sort of into the doxing territory here, but they construct the buildings and then rent them out, right? So the initial work in what we would be doing because we don't own construction companies is sort of you have to bring sort of innovation into the commercial property. You have to if it's an office space, then you can sort of have one of those digital office. I don't remember what they're called, but I actually use it when I have to meet people in another. We have these. I don't know what are they called digital offices. We just
virtual
call it
offices.
appointment virtual office. That's what it is. So we have these places set up all over the state so that if I have to have a document signing in Pensacola or whatever, I can just call this place up and I'll have there's somebody who comes in and brings you water and there's a receptionist. It's everything. But that's your sort of setup, right?
So
That's
not
the.
not a virtual office then. It's more of like a temporary leased office.
But I
Like,
think it is called. They're called like virtual suites where and then you
but
can
you
have
are
like
going
a.
there IRL.
What's that?
You'll go in there in real life though.
Yeah, but it looks like a place where like that person that it looks like their office. So you have to it's not just going in there and cleaning up after people. It's you have to sort of you have to use like your business acumen to kind of get that thing off the ground, right? You have to hire people to be there and stuff. But then there are property managers and stuff like that that can take care of it for you. But yeah, it's possible. I mean, I don't see why if you don't want to deal with like hoarders and fucking people dying in your property and going there and having to do you know the landscaping, that's
Yeah.
definitely an
Well,
option.
there's also, when I was looking into houses and residential, I was, you can get a service. You can pay a service to do it, right? I actually did run these numbers with a few different companies, and essentially I would only be profiting about. This was on one I was thinking of getting. It was about 50 to £100, right? I'd only be profiting that a month, and I just thought of the obviously long term. I'd have the property. So after like mortgage and stuff, I'd have the property. But it just made me think this is such a fucking effort for this little amount that I'd be able to have a month. Obviously, yes, like I said, I'd have the asset. But you don't feel that asset on a monthly basis, do you? Let's say you're renting out a few properties, you're not feeling that asset growing. You're not
Hmm.
feeling that income per month. You're only seeing the rental payment, the service payment, and then the mortgage payments going out of your fucking out your bank account. So
I got
that's
I got an idea for you, Kaz. Say
gone.
because I know you don't want to be a slumlord in the UK.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can set up a little incubation, like a little entrepreneur incubation center there, where you have like you get some commercial property and you rent it out to I don't know young entrepreneurs, right? And you interview them, you keep them in your office space, and it's sort of a lower rent, but you get a piece of the company, right? You in exchange for their spot and the reduced rent, you get a piece of the company that you're incubating there. You know, I know a lot of people. Well, I don't know a lot of people, but I know that some people have done that with like social media marketing and stuff like that. When that was really big, somebody had in the downtown area of where I live right now, they rented out their office space to these social media companies, and it's like it's such a fucking whatever they're doing. I just don't understand it. Like there'll be a company that hires this company to run their Instagram and Twitter and all that shit. But then they would get a piece of however much money or whatever client was bringing, however much money the clients were bringing in. And that's not a bad idea either. But we can talk about that afterwards. I don't know if we want to dwell
That's
on
an
that.
idea, yeah. No, it's a good idea that. So what you do is you have your property and you're bringing in basically anyone, and then you say, okay, you can have reduced rent, and I would get a percentage of your company. I don't.
Exactly. But the best part about
People
it
do
is you
that.
interview them. You interview them. So you don't just rent it out to any fucking jagoff that wants to sell dildos online, right? You pick the
Yeah,
people. If somebody's saying, "Oh, I have this new fuck it, dude. I have this new blockchain idea. I have this new NFT thing that I want to be designing." Okay, well then I get a piece of I get some of the coins or whatever for you living here or renting this space. Yeah, that's definitely it's something that happens in Silicon Valley because office space is so expensive. You do have these. I think on the show Silicon Valley, the main guy had an incubate, like his house was an incubator, business incubator, and that's how he made all his money. Where it's basically you just like these coders that get out of college, they need a place to set up their company and you get a piece of it. And then if one of them pops off, if one of them develops an app, you have a stake in it.
yeah, yeah. It's a good idea. It's not bad.
I'm
I
full of them, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean
full of
that's
them.
pretty. I've
You want
never
to
heard
make
of
some
that.
money, you want to retire on top, you just talk to me. All right, I got you, but
Yeah, I've not heard of that one. It's an interesting idea. I just don't know how people do that because, like, do people really give away some of their business just for rental space? No.
well, because at the time it's just like an idea, right? Like it's a
Yeah, I
Shopify
suppose.
store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's also
So
as for other dodgy money making techniques, not dodgy, but shitty, I suppose is the better word. You know how people will you mentioned Shopify. People will do that drop shipping thing, and people do that. I've never been interested
yeah,
in
that was
doing
big.
that,
That was
but
big for a while.
it was big for a while. Yeah. Oh, sorry,
Once
no, I
people
did.
caught on to the fact that you're getting Chinese bullshit in the mail.
Yeah, I used to do some similar type of thing to that, but not like how it is now. I just the reason why I said I've never been interested is because I see it as a different thing now because it's just such a different beast. Now you've got fucking you literally don't have to do anything. You click the button, it imports the database of shit products that the Chinese make, and it's all
Hmm.
just done automatically, and you're just pushing it on social media. Um, and it's just all shit products, dude. I was
It's
looking at
shit.
something the other day, what they were selling and buying, and I'm just thinking, dude, we're making these products for no reason. It's just such bullshit. And then I started thinking, oh my god, why isn't that girl, what's her name, the environment girl, Greta?
Greta.
Yeah, why isn't she going nuts about these Shopify shops just pumping out this crap that no one wants for long term? It was this someone was selling this burger holder. Basically, you just put the burger in a plastic thing and then ate it like that. And I'm thinking, why is anyone buying this shit?
There's a factory that makes those things, dude.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. I'm just thinking, God, what a waste of resources. Can't we do something else with our shit?
no, that's how they're gonna be it. That's how they're gonna beat us. They're gonna take over they're gonna take our spot on the world hegemon stage because they fucking have suicide nets outside of these fucking factories where they're just making
Yeah,
our hamburger holders, our banana protectors,
yeah.
fucking just all the random shit that they make on Wish. But hey, you know,
Wish, yeah, dude. That was the thing I was watching. It was like a shit I bought from Wish YouTube video, and God, why does this even exist?
hmm
Fuck.
somebody buys it. There's one Instagram. Oh, I forgot the name of it. But there's one Instagram where this guy makes like the most useless inventions ever, and he ends up after he makes them. It's the totally useless. We should actually watch a couple of them here if I fucking remember the name of it. But it's the most useless shit ever. And then he ships it out to this fucking Chinese company. They make a prototype. They send it to him, and then he ends up selling it. but it's literally shit like that. Like it's a pizza slice holder or just the most useless shit. Talk for a second and I'll see if I can find the Instagram.
Yeah, and this program isn't really about talking about the environment and gay shit like that, but it's about resource allocation, right? You've got people. It's kind of the same thing as buying these shit coins in a way, because you're not doing anything with your money. You're just dumping it into shit like that. Whereas you should be being a bit smarter with your money and making sure that it's doing something for you. Like, for instance, I've got some funds that I need to do something with, but I just don't know what to do. I've got, do I just put it in some shit interest account where all I'm getting is like literally like 0. I think it was 0.5% that I was just looking just briefly that of what my bank would offer in a savings at 0.5%, right? What is the point? They even had this little chart which was
Oh yeah.
like, if you spend £10 a month from your savings account, this is how much you'll end up with at the end of the year. And it was like you wouldn't get anything. You'd actually have less money at the end of the year just by spending £10 a month. That was on one of these accounts. I don't know if it was 0.5%. It was just one of them, but it just made me laugh how you'd have less money in the savings account. It's just so pathetic. Like, there needs to be
That's
something that you do
another
with the
reason
money, right?
why.
Got to do something with your
That's
money.
an. Go ahead.
I'm just saying you got to do something smart with your money, and it's finding whatever that smart thing is, right? You don't just want to leave it lying around, but I'm doing that myself. I'm leaving a load of money lying around, which is doing nothing, literally nothing. It's just sitting
Exactly.
there devaluing the fucking inflation. It's like, oh my god, I need to do something with it, but what do I do? And then there's the risk of like, you've got other risks such as, let's say you've got money in an exchange. Do you really want to take that out and put it into the banking network? Do you really want that when you want to keep it in a kind of hidden way? I'm not saying hidden from anyone legally, like the tax man. I'm saying hidden in other ways. Privacy is very important to me. So I don't know, man. I've just got stuff lying around doing shit all.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I got involved in Cake and Pancake Swap and some of these other coins that I'm staking. It's just because, even if you do the most safest route or the most, yeah, I say safest, but what I mean is that, Coinbase is something that's reputable in the United States and they're doing everything as far as regulatorily that they need to do in the United States. Regulatorily, is that a word? But they're doing everything they need to do to stay within the confines of the law, right? So when you look at that and when you look at the staking potential of some of the, just even if you keep it in a stable coin, they offer these staking rewards that fucking like 100 times what something like Bank of America would give you. What the fuck is the point of leaving your money in the bank at this point? What is the point of having to wait 3 days to transfer your funds from one account to another?
Stability.
You know, stability.
Yeah. Like you're keeping your money in the dollar, so at least it's always going to be worth $1, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you could do it with those stable coins, right? Like, so that's what I'm saying with Coinbase Wallet. I think it was like 7%, sometimes as high as like 15% to just have USD in your Coinbase wallet, and then you provide the liquidity for them or whatever they're doing with it, but you get 15% return. I think Bank of America was 0.14% a year. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a
See, that's
joke.
pathetic. That is pathetic. But
And
stable
and the
coins.
thing is, the
Go on.
amount of interest they're getting, like they're lending out your money to other people. That's how the banks make their money. They're lending your money out to other people
Yeah.
and they're charging this amount of interest. You're getting 1 or 0.14% of the interest that they're collecting, which is sometimes as high as like 22%, depending on who they're lending the money to, right?
Yeah.
So it's fucking insane. You cut out that middleman and the returns are fucking insane. That's that's my reason for crypto, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I do agree. There's, you mentioned stable coins. Did we go into that last week? I don't know. But Tether is a big concern for me. I don't like Tether. I'm sure maybe everyone here might know about the problems of Tether. Um, if I could probably link some videos towards the. I think we did last week anyway. I think I did link some videos, but yeah, you
I
should be
think we were in
concerned for them.
VC actually. We mentioned it, and I know that we have on the show before, but we didn't really do any deep dives or anything into it.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but I'll see if
I
I can.
remember
I'll find
saying
the
something.
article.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll find the article and we can read it a little bit.
because what they're doing is with Tether specifically, and there's a reason why all these other ones started, all these other stablecoin options started to pop up out of nowhere, is because we found out that they were doing the sort of same quantitative easing or the fractional reserve lending that the banks were doing, right? So as soon as
Yeah,
there's a bank run on fucking Tether, that comes collapsing down. Then all of a sudden you realize that Bitcoin has been inflated by something that wasn't backed up by hard cash, right? If you have 900 billion Tether on the market, that means it should have 900 billion US dollars in the account that's being held for it. Otherwise, you're just printing up fake money. Otherwise, you're Joe Biden. And if Bitcoin is being inflated by something that's not backed up by anything, then the whole crypto market comes crashing down. That's what we were talking about that we were afraid of. If we found
yeah.
out that Bitcoin was the US dollar in that it's not backed up by anything.
And Tether basically is. So on screen, I've got the
Yeah.
Big Short, bit short inside Crypto's Doomsday Machine. This goes into Tether and how dodgy it is. Let me see. Uh, Here we go. Because they hold actual dollar assets for each tether. But those actual dollars? No, they're not. Um, these are like loans. These are other shit that Tether has in order to say they've got the money, but they haven't. Tether, Tether, they printed. I think it might have been 40 billion Tether last like September or something like that, and that's one of the reasons they say that Bitcoin has gone up so much.
We
Um,
all get excited for it, right? We all get
yeah,
excited
yeah.
for, oh, they're printing Tether, they're going to buy more, people are buying more Bitcoin, but then they only need to show their commissioners that they have 10% or something like.
Oh, hang on, let me put this one on screen instead. There we go. Yeah, so you can see the money flow to and from Bitcoin. This is obviously not live. This was when they did the article. See, most of it was Tether. It that's that's scary as fuck to me, dude. And look at this one. It's happening everywhere. But it all oh, I know this isn't really on screen very well. Let me see. Can't easily make that on screen, but you can see the big blue shit there is Tether. That's a big concern, right? Um, if Tether starts taking a big shit, the market is going to take a big shit. Just imagine if Tether gets delisted. I think I said that on in maybe in VC, but yeah, if Tether gets delisted, imagine the fucking panic. It would
It's the
be
same thing.
a nightmare.
Yeah. It's the same thing like what happened in Greece in 2014, 2015. It's if everybody decided to cash out their Tether at the same time,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
Because they don't have that money. They don't have it.
yeah. They don't have it. I'm just trying to find what happened with this. I don't know if it goes into on here, but I saw in the video, uh, the government or some kind of court thing said Tether has not got the reserves, blah blah blah. Right? Said something really negative, and then Tether made a statement saying they've confirmed we've got the money. They just outright lied to the world, and it's fucking scary as fuck, dude.
Well, they didn't lie, but it's a lie by omission what they told the world. But what they told the New York whatever commission that was looking into their documents and auditing them, they told them what they needed to hear, and what they needed to hear was, we're doing what the banks are doing, and we have a license to do that. And they go, oh, okay, well, just make sure you give it to us every quarter. That says that you have 10% of what you say that you do. So when you're talking about that kind of fractional reserve, then you are the thing that we're trying to escape by
Yes,
using you.
Tether is
So
the, 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 the big problem. Um,
and the,
the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the, the,
Yeah, no, I'm not trying. I keep interrupting you. I'm trying to
Yeah,
stop
I do the
doing that.
same. Yeah.
But the thing is, they the when something is a private company and Tether is on its own blockchain and it's its own company. It's held by private. It's a privately owned enterprise, right? So there's like two Ukrainian guys that are saying, "Oh, don't worry, we have the money." That's not cool. We don't want to have to deal with that. At least these banks are federally. I mean, for what it's worth, they're federally insured, and there's this big union of people that are agreeing to abide by certain rules. But like, if this is like a for-profit organization that we're just conceding the price of Bitcoin to, then
And not just
it's
Bitcoin, guys.
scary.
You know, it is everything. It's the whole
Oh
crypto
yeah,
market. Yeah. And one other thing, they I just lost it, but it was for profit company. Oh, yeah, government ain't gonna be. Bank fails. Let's say a bank completely fails. The government's gonna buy it. The government will help. Tether fails.
yes.
They're not going to be helping us. They're going to be
That's what I'm.
fucking stewing the
That's what
shit
I was
out of
saying with
them.
the.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying with the federally insured shit. They get fucking
yeah.
bailed out, right? If
Bailed out.
Bank of
That's right.
America starts to tank, they'll get bailed out. If the Ukrainian guys, or I say Ukrainian, but whoever owns whoever is in charge of Tether, if some fucking guy from Belarus decides to just say fuck it and throw his hands up in the air, there ain't nobody bailing you out. It's taking the whole crypto market with it.
Yeah, and there was their account, their bank account. I think it was in Panama, and Panama really has to release the amount of funds that are in foreigners' bank accounts. So we could see, I haven't got it to hand right now, but you could see how much they had in their bank account, and it wasn't anywhere near what is they say they've got. We've got Bard in the green room. Should we bring him in?
Yeah, he just yeah.
Hi Bard, you're on the air.
There he is.
How's it going?
What's up, man? We're talking about fractional reserves and how bad the banks are.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I'm fractions.
what's up?
I'm bad at fractions.
Well, so am I, and that's why I don't like anybody doing them for me.
I haven't caught the last 10 minutes of the stream, but yeah.
Was there anything on your mind? I know I kind of messaged you a little earlier today saying, "Hey, man, if you want to stop by," but
Well, I was interested in staking,
okay.
like staking for beginners, like Shiba, ADA.
All right. Well, the basic concept is, well, first of all, you have to analyze the risk of the thing that you're staking, because what you're doing is you're buying a thing and letting it accrue the interest that we were just talking about. I know you said you missed the last couple of minutes here, but that's what we were talking about, where a bank will give you 0.14% interest, where when you stake the thing, depending on the tokenomics or depending on the model that they're using, you end up getting sort of dividends from the thing. But you tend to get that dividend in what you're staking. So if you stake Shiba Inu coin, you're getting paid in Shiba Inu coin. So if you buy Shiba at 1 cent and it ends up being just a pump and dump meme, you could be getting paid 1,000 Shiba a day, but if it's now worth 0.01 cents, it's not worth it, right?
Right.
So the thing that Kaz and I have been on, it's Pancake Swap is the thing that we've been staking. There's a few other ones, and even if you have the Coinbase wallet app, you can just sort of look at the ones that are on there, and you can stake stable coins. So
Yeah.
something that's the dollar.
Yeah, and so just for beginners, you can do this all in the exchange normally. Like, I mean, Kraken, I use Kraken a lot. I've got all of probably 75% of all my stake is in Kraken stuff. So I've got ADA, various other coins, and they're all earning a certain percent, right? But like Max said, if the actual asset devalues, then you're still getting that percentage. You're just hoping that the value goes back up again. But if you were to stake or give liquidity for something like USD and something else, then obviously you're earning it in a stable coin. You're saying stablecoin. Are you saying a USDT or are you saying USDC on Coinbase?
I think Coinbase has a few options, and when it comes to stablecoin, even DAO
Oh
is.
yeah.
So I'm gonna open it right now and just kind of look at look at what we can stake here. Earn interest on your crypto. Right now we have up to 11%. So the stable coins that are on here right now are GUSD, SUSD, USDT, DAI, which I just happen to know that that's pegged, USDC and BUSD and TU. Yeah, all of them, dude. They're all here. So if you want to go the stablecoin route, Coinbase Wallet, which is something that everybody pretty much knows and trusts, yeah, you can get anywhere from 1 to 11% a year. I just get a little, with things like Elrond and Pancake Swap, they're a little bit riskier, but the returns are crazy. Some of these things I'm providing liquidity for are like 311% a year. You just have to stay on it and pull out when you think it's going up or down.
Yeah, and you've got on Kraken, you've got DART, you've got KSM, which is 12%. So 12% is pretty good, obviously. But you've just got to always think about the underlying asset and the value of that. Are you thinking about this very long term and thinking, okay, ADA or ETH, whatever, is going to definitely go up in value? Are you thinking that? If you're thinking that, then yeah, staking, you may as well leave it in rather than like thinking about it day to day. Max, you said like, we don't, this is more of a trading day to day show, but I do all these other things as well. Kava at 20%. So if you thought, okay, Kava should go up in value, which I believe it probably should, but who knows?
Well, if
right?
he's a total beginner, and the TLDR is, Bards, if you buy something and then you stake that thing and get paid dividends of that thing. You know what I mean?
Compounded, and it's compounded as well. These things will compound. So let's say you earned, let's say it was like 10% a year, right? That 10%, you're getting a fraction of that, maybe twice a week, and that's going back into the stake automatically. At least it does on Kraken. I'm sure it does everywhere else as well.
So short-term staking would be like an oxymoron, right?
Say it again.
Short-term staking would be like an oxymoron, just not worth doing.
I mean, I'm short-term staking a lot of things, but that comes with the understanding that they fluctuate. The volatility of the underlying asset is so volatile that you have to be on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like with Cake and some of the things that are on that blockchain, I mean, one day it'll be worth $1.35. The next day it'll be worth 35 cents. So as soon as you started to see it dipping, you get rid of it. And you got to treat it like any other sort of job or a thing that you're trading.
So there's no long-term requirements for the staking?
No, the only long-term requirement is sort of arbitrary in that the thing that you're staking, whatever you pick to stake, make sure you think it has long-term potential. Like if you're looking at Shiba Inu coin or Doge or whatever, do you think that that's going to be worth? Do you think it's going to be worth it to, exactly? That's where I was trying to get at.
Because I like to think
there's no minimum staking terms. Like if you stake, you gotta stake for
some of them
90 days or 30 days.
Some
it
sites
depends.
do. Yeah, some sites do.
Yeah.
For instance, if you were going to do, I mean, it is staking basically. On Binance, there's Binance Vault where you can stake for like 30 days at a time. I think the BNB.
Yeah,
I'm doing
and
that.
the reason
Yeah.
The reason why they do that, is to prevent things like what we're talking about. Is they don't want everybody going and withdrawing at the same time to sell it. So that's sort of them trying to combat the volatility by you leaving it in there so that you don't withdraw and sell everything all at once. So some of them are 30 days, some of them are 6 months. I know the Ethereum, when they're going to start doing it, I think it was somewhere like 6 to 8 months.
I've got
I
this
know.
shitcoin that I got for free called Hex. I've mentioned it a few
Oh
times.
yeah, the Richard Hart Hex.
Yeah,
coin,
Richard
yeah.
Hart. Yeah, I've got that, and that's going to be locked in, I believe, for like 5 years. So who knows, right? That could go up. Yeah,
Fuck, I
dude,
wouldn't even do that.
do you? I'll message you and tell you how much I've made from. Well, if I took it out right now, I'll message you and tell you how much I've made. And bear in mind, I got it for free. Right? I'm gonna type in.
That was the other question I had. Airdrops.
Yeah, airdrop. So have you ever done an airdrop before?
No, I haven't even bought crypto yet.
Okay. So airdrops, so there'll be like websites like Airdrop King or airdrop.io where yeah, if we're in VC all the time, we can talk about that. It's a little bit more complicated because
All right.
it requires everything that I know just because I know you. I know that you're going to hate the stuff that are required of some of the airdrops. Some of them require your KYC, like they want to have your passport information, or some of them want you to. Yeah, I know. Some of them, but some of them are as simple as like, okay, well, if you hold this coin, like if you hold Cardano is the big one that everybody's watching right now. If you hold Cardano, whenever a new coin on that blockchain is minted, you get a percentage of it based on how much Cardano you have. That's where Kaz got that hex. That's where Binance, or not Binance, fucking what's it called? The Bitcoin Cash came from. It came from a Bitcoin fork. Those are airdrops, but you kind of got to know which ones are going to be.
Those specific ones that you mentioned, those are ones that you should have had something for. So, for instance, I got this airdrop of Hex because I had Bitcoin at that time. And I didn't know about Hex until basically it was ending. So if I'd have done it at the start, dude, I'd be fuck. If I'd have done it at the start, I could have got it at like 17 cents. Or something like ridiculously low. I've just DM'd you what my balance is now on Hex. If I was to take it out right now, have you seen that?
Yeah, that's a nice.
That was all for nothing, dude, for free.
Well, yeah, I showed you my Ethereum account for that was my airdrop thing where Bard's the ones that I was doing. It was like, well, if you retweet this and join this email list, we'll give you a portion of the coins. And then some of them ended up being worth like 2,000, 3,600 here and there. But yeah, that's a sizable amount of money that you got for free, Kaz. Fuck me. But
a guy in the chat has just asked, do we day trade stocks? Not really, because that's more Avon, right? That's
yeah, there's a third co-host here that he talks stocks. I talk crypto. He talks stocks, and Kaz is somewhere in the middle. But without Avon here, we're going into crypto a little harder than we usually do, I guess.
Yeah. We normally would at least try to split it up a little bit, and I like it when because I like hearing about shit that happens in the normal market, in the trad market. I do follow it a bit, but obviously that's his number one thing he does, right? So,
Bards, do you touch the traditional market or anything like that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I barely have a bank account.
I like this
he's
guy. I like this
he's
guy.
one of the dudes. I told you, man. He's one of the dudes that I was telling you. He buries gold in Folgers cans in his backyard.
Puts up pipes and fucking puts the gold in the sewer pipes. And
that's how we do it.
Yeah.
If only I had the gold.
Yeah. I mean, we mentioned gold, but like I've mentioned this before, I think, but it's so difficult to get gold here anonymously. Essentially, if you want to buy
you did
gold,
mention that.
yeah, dude, you have to fucking They have
Bards,
to know who
listen
you
to
are.
this. Listen to this, dude. Did you hear about this? Did Kaz tell you about this?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can get around it with jewelry, like
Yeah.
18 karat, 24 karat jewelry.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could, right? You could, but you
Well,
know,
explain what you're talking about because I kind of butt in there.
yeah. So in the UK, let's say I want to buy a gold bar from a real place like Royal Mint, for instance, or one of those places. You have to completely KYC, and it goes on like your HMRC, which is like the tax guy. You know, they know that you've bought gold. The government has to know. You cannot buy gold anonymously in this country
That's
like
so
that.
crazy.
And yeah, you can get around it with jewelry, but jewelry is like overpriced. So you're paying way over spot, you know, completely way over spot price.
Oh yeah, you're paying for like labor and
You're paying for what it looks like
yeah.
and shit like
Yeah,
that.
you're playing for the art.
Yeah, whereas I just want to melt that shit down into a bar, right? Dude.
That's
So
so
Yeah, that sucks.
crazy, dude. The queen wants to know all the gold that you have.
Yeah. And so another workaround to this is what I was thinking is I was going to get like I could get a friend to do it, get a family member to do it. But then even then, you know, it's not really a big separation, is it? You know, let's say the government wants to know, let's say the government wanted to go and take everyone's fucking gold, right? Hypothetically. And they were like, okay, this database, Kaz's family member has got this gold. So they're going to go to that family member and be like, you know, where's the gold, bitch? And
You got a lot of e-scrap
Wow.
in UK.
say that again.
You got a lot of e-scrap, old computers.
E-scrap, like, you know, I was thinking how about this, but I looked into it and it looks like such a huge effort just to get a tiny amount. And you know,
Yeah.
I'm just a random guy, right? So if I was a
Yeah.
company getting e-scrap, that would be cool. I did look at buying some old shit on eBay and other free places like Facebook Marketplace had loads of shit. But I'm thinking, dude, let's say I get, even if I got like 20 old computers and, you know, took the fingers off the RAM and off the
Yeah, what
things
you
like
want to
that.
fuck with? What you want to fuck with is old 286 and 386 processors.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
they're,
because
you know, the price of
when
those is going to
I
be
sell
higher.
those, they sell for like $100 a pound.
I've
I,
seen people like they put it in chemicals and they have tubs of
yeah.
chemicals that are like extracting the gold and stuff out of the RAM fingers and shit like that.
It
Yeah,
just
yeah.
floats off.
Yeah, but you're probably right. It's probably better to sell that to somebody who is going to do that than, you know, try to do it yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I've just hypothetically, I've just gone on eBay. 20 Intel 386. It even specifically says in the title, so they're well aware. It says, 20 Intel 386 mixed vintage rare CPU chips, gold recovery collectors. So they know. So they've already priced in the fucking. They've priced it into how much they're selling. That's £16 at the moment for an auction, but you know, auctions. They'll end a lot bigger than what they are right now. Let me do the sold items. Let me see.
Otherwise, you're just gonna have to go to old Jewish cemeteries and start digging.
Yeah, yeah, that's a way around it.
Getting some teeth.
Yeah, dude, I thought about, you know, it was a thought when
Oh
I went
no.
to a funeral and
Oh no.
I was thinking, you know, did this person have any gold in their teeth, and what's going to happen to
Oh
that?
no.
Do the funeral directors just recover the gold out of the teeth? What do they do with that, right?
How
Well,
much
you'd think
gold?
they'd let the family member know. Like, I mean, the person would, hey, family member, I got gold in my teeth, so.
Well, I do know that treasure recovery, as crazy as that sounds, in Florida, there's actually a big market for it, and there's people who spend their whole lives looking for, uh, you know, there's a place called the Treasure Coast off the east coast of Florida where they're pretty well known for like Spanish bullion,
Oh, like
and
shipwrecks.
yeah,
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 pieces
and
of eight.
Florida is one of the only states in the union here that has sort of like a finders keepers law.
Yeah. Yeah.
where if you recover treasure, it's yours. And
I mean,
a lot of
who's
other
it going to
states, a
be
lot of
anyway, right? You let's say you find some stuff in the sea. Who's going to fucking claim it, right? Who's
Oh, well, but that's the thing, dude. The shit that they find in the sea over here is worth like it's priceless. So like, you can fucking offload it onto a museum for, I think the last family found like $24 million worth of shit. You can't get rid of that unless you're in a country or a state that allows you to. I know Italy, everything that they find because of all the Roman shit, everything that you find, it's not yours. It's theirs. And I think the same with England.
That's disgusting. I did
Yeah, well,
see something was it really was fucking a miracle for this guy, right? It was just a random video about I think he was turning a washing machine into a solar, not solar, a water powered electric. So they'd get electric from water, and he was going around his house, and he found like this rock on the floor just randomly, and it had a load of gold in it. This is in Australia. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. That I wish I could do that in my fucking property.
well,
Just randomly found gold in a rock. It was it was amazing.
well, we got to get you out of England, man, or wherever the fuck you are. I'm pretty secretive about
Yeah. Who knows where I am? No one knows.
the UK is the UK. Whatever you took,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, gold.
Did you hear about Elizabeth Warren coming out and saying they have till the 28th to make permanent rules regarding like SEC regulation of cryptos and shit?
I saw something about it when I pulled up the news before we came on. I saw her pop up. What did
They
she
want to
say
make
here?
sure transactions can be reversed.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like it's impossible. You can't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if they're talking about some new blockchains or some American companies that are trying to do the same thing, you can't reverse anything on Bitcoin. That's like the
Well,
whole
the
thing.
FBI did.
Well, but they got into the idea that what they're telling us here is that they got into the address and then they brought it back. They didn't like reverse the trend. Like if you buy something with Bitcoin, it's not like they can, you can call your Bitcoin wallet company and say, hey, I need that money back. You have to talk to the person to give you a refund directly from the address you sent it to. Let me see here.
So basically, what they're saying is the public wallets on the exchanges are not secure.
Any
At least from the
wallet that you
government.
don't have the private keys to. Like I was watching I forgot who, I think it was Lex Friedman. He was interviewing what's his name? Vitalik, one of the Ethereum founders, like the main guy for Ethereum. He was going through his thing when Shiba gave him like I don't know, $4 million worth of their coin. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So then he talked about it. He talked about his process, like when he got it. When he got it into his account, when his Ethereum wallet, he described what he had to do, like what the rules he put on himself and the way he set up his wallet. Dude, so he had like somewhere in the United States, he had a number written down in some fucking safe deposit box, right? And somewhere in Canada, he had another safe deposit box with another number written there. And you had to add those two numbers. And mind you, when you look at an Ethereum private wallet, when you look at the private key for Ethereum, that's like a fucking like a 26-digit number. He had one number printed in an American vault, another one printed in a Canadian vault, and he had to get both of them, add them together, and then do another mathematical thing to find out what his private key is. And then he had a multi-sig authorization process. So that means he had to call the people who he's trusting not to die while he has that. Anyways, he has like this whole thing to make sure his shit's safe. And I'm looking at it like, well, dude, I don't fucking have all that for my Bitcoin. Like, wow,
Well, I
goddamn.
do a similar thing. The mathematical equation is an important one. That's what I do with mine and some other encoding things with. So only I know how to get to the actual password. But I do a similar thing. That was very popular back in the day. On the forums, people would talk about that on the Bitcoin forum, like splitting it up and using some math or encoding equation to get the actual key. Just a sec. This is what I was on about in terms of.
I'm just thinking how scary it would be if you forgot. Like,
yeah, I mean, you've got to not forget. I'll just play this while play this a second. I think it should come through.
So, gold it is too. Might be gold in there.
He's finding gold here.
Yeah.
Do you feel like carrying that back up?
It just looks like a petrified piece of wood, right?
Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
You can't hear it?
Uh-uh.
If you can't hear it, hang on. Let me change the screen. Change windows.
How did he know to look at that rock?
I just had that little line of shit in it, right? So I think this is the right one.
They call that a vein.
Yeah, like there was a vein of shit in it, and he just thought, wow, let me check this out. Right, I think that should play the audio for you now. You hear it now?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Golden flakes in there.
Well, I don't know, but I've never seen it that white before.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Oh, so it's just a wee seam of it.
Yeah.
Now do you feel like carrying that bit back?
I wouldn't even know to
Still
like.
quite weighty as
I wouldn't
well.
even know what the fuck I'm looking at.
Yeah, but
Bring
keep
gold
watching.
pan down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
No pockets.
Man. All right.
I mean, dude, would you ever imagine you'd just find that on your property?
I don't even know. I still don't know what the fuck what he found. Like,
Well, it's gold that's not been cleaned up, right? It needs a lot of cleaning up.
well, now I'm thinking about like how many fucking pieces, how many rocks did I like kick off to the side of the road?
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously in Australia. It's in like a low dip, so it's potentially gold is there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought
That is pretty cool.
I watch all these weird videos of this guy's
You
making
do.
electricity from an old washing machine that he fucking where is it?
Open circuit, just turn it off.
Unrelated to the
If you
show,
touch it, you'll
but
get a
pretty cool.
aware of that when you're working there.
Yeah, there you go.
We're digging into Kaz's fucking his hobby.
I have
Of watching.
playlists of stuff like this. Have you ever heard of Mr. Teslonian?
No, I'll Google it.
That channel, it's on YouTube. It's a really good channel. He does shit just like this. Gasifiers, automatic sluice. He has an exoskeleton. All kinds of crazy shit.
Oh yeah, this looks like something I would watch. I'll definitely subscribe. Some of the titles, 15 jet engines you can make at home, or
He
self-heating
makes fucking jet engines like a motherfucker.
self-heating vegetable bed. The videos are quite short though, so that's a bit disappointing. But I'll check it out. I like the long videos where it like goes into how shit is made and people doing stuff like that.
He does have some of the long videos.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Fucking goddamn you two off the gridders trying to fucking make your own jet engines and shit, bro.
Dude, I wish I could do this kind of stuff. Like, I wish I could live completely off the grid and not be connected to the system at all. But
This gay earth.
yeah, this gay.
Pretty recent,
Another
we're gonna have to make our own everything.
make your own everything, yeah. Another thing, unrelated but kind of related to the show. Bitcoin King is what the guy was named in Brazil. Fraud of 300 million. Did you hear about that?
No, I've been anxious to hear what you have to say about it because you talked about it before.
Yeah, so let me bring up the article. Oh, where's that? Where's my fucking... There it is. And let me make that visible. Oh, you know, every time you change the browser in Brave, it always fucks up OBS. I don't know why. OBS has been shit recently. Unrelated, you know, back room shit.
House cleaning.
Yeah.
It's probably just bought out by BlackRock, like Streamlabs.
Yeah. So this Brazilian Bitcoin king, in quotes, arrested in an alleged $300 million embezzlement case. Police in the Brazilian state of Panama have arrested several people for their alleged involvement in Bitcoin scam. So basically, he managed to scam away 300 million in Bitcoin, and this was on the 12th, I think. Not 12th, 8th. Oh no, the 6th. It was on the 6th. Didn't seem to touch the price though, if I remember right. When this news came out, didn't really do anything, so that was good. Arrests follow a 3-year investigation into the southern Brazilian state, conducted by 90 federal officers. Police outlined the case, and it was a theft of 300 million from investors. Several people were arrested. There was a CoinDesk article. See what that said. Look at that. Would you want to live there, Max?
Fuck no.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's not a place I'd really want to live. But yeah, he managed to, well, didn't get away with it. Obviously, he's got arrested, so he hasn't got away with it. But that's 7,000 Bitcoin gone missing.
Well,
imagine that.
Find out what his mistake was, learn from it, and do something different.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that.
Fraud is alleged.
What do you buy in a favela with Bitcoin?
Nothing. You're just probably trying to buy a ticket to the goddamn United States where there's air conditioning and you don't have to worry about your kids getting kidnapped.
Yeah. Not worried about getting
the president getting shot by the CIA.
Yeah.
Fuck. Hey, is that what happened? Is that what people are talking about? I heard somebody talking about that today.
The CIA thing is speculation, but they claim to have arrested a couple Americans involved in it. It's up to like 25 people involved in the plot
the guys
now.
in Florida?
And it was...
But they were Haitian Americans, though, right? They were like Haitian or Venezuelans or something living in the States.
I'm not sure yet. They released one of the names and didn't release one of the other ones. But it stinks to high heaven because there was no fight back. So the security had to be in on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know what he was like. What was he doing that, was he... I know Haiti sucks, but like, what was the catalyst? What was the thing that
maybe
he did?
He was trying to make it unsuck.
Damn. I remember when Conan O'Brien or something, because after Trump called it a shithole or something.
Yeah, he
Conan
went to
O'Brien,
a fucking resort.
Yeah, it's like they fucking didn't leave the resort, and they're like, dude, look, it's not that bad. I don't know why Trump was saying that it's a real shithole.
Yeah, you go to you go to the nicest places in these countries. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's like how they invite influencers over to China and say, look, we're not killing everyone. We're not doing all this shit. Dude, we know you can.
No, and it's like they show the B-roll footage of them driving to the place, and it's like, Jesus Christ, were they hit by a hurricane, or is that like just what it's like? It's not a nice fucking place, Conan. I don't care what you're fucking trying to tell me, dude. You're in Sandals Resort. Like you're not getting the fucking Haitian flavor.
I'm pretty sure they still haven't recovered from the earthquake that killed like 500,000
That's
people.
that's what it was. The earthquake. Yeah, there's fucking like people eating mud and shit. Like we're not being racist when we say that country sucks. We're just trying to kind of, light a fire underneath some people to get things better. Dude, there's two countries sharing that island, and one of them is doing fine, and the other one is, eating mud.
That's this is kind of unrelated, but that's a thing a lot of people just don't seem to get. When you point out that these places are a shithole or point out the problems of these places, it's not really meant to be like some long-term hate of this thing. It's just saying, dude, you need to sort your shit or, sort it out.
And that's why it's so funny when these fucking politicians get on TV and they go, I don't appreciate you calling the place of my ancestors a shithole. My parents came here from that country. And it's like, yeah, why? Why did they come here from that country? Because it was awesome over there? No, because it sucked. That's why they fucking came.
You came over to the US because it's a great fucking country for you, and you've got all of these benefits. So why are you crying, bitch?
Why are you crying about this place? Why are you trying to tell me this place isn't a shithole where you fucking damn well know that you would never be caught dead in the place that you're claiming to be from? Exactly. You're not going to go back there. But yeah, not to shit on Haiti too much. They're mourning the loss of their dear president. And, my condolences to all the Zo Pounders in Miami.
And all of our viewers from Haiti.
Yeah.
Thousands of viewers.
So does anybody know of any mining operations taking off around Alaska and Canada, Denmark?
We were talking
Greenland,
about
Iceland?
We were talking about like Alaska would be the best place to do it, but the two hottest places in the United States are the only ones talking about fostering Texas. A crypto community.
Yeah.
You got Miami and Texas are the only ones like seriously talking about getting their crypto game on. It's like, dude, why don't we talk to the guys up in Alaska, man? Fucking
yeah, because all this air conditioning that's going to be needed and stuff like that. Why? I mean, I'm sure they're going to do it in a smart way where they're going to be making shitloads of profit. They're not going to do it otherwise, right?
It's going to cost a lot of power.
Yeah, it will cost a lot of power.
Texas couldn't even handle a fucking snowstorm.
Yeah, but I think they're going to be mostly off grid, I would imagine, if they're doing solar and stuff like that.
There was some shit about Texas being like, well, actually, they're not on the national grid, are they?
They're on their own grid.
No, they have their own grid, but it's got issues, mismanagement.
Yeah. Well, if they get their shit together, but I mean, we got all this fucking land up in the goddamn north that we bought from Russia. Why don't we just put some fucking Bitcoin servers up there? I mean, goddamn. No?
Yeah, it would be a good idea. I'm surprised nobody's fucking jumped at it.
Yeah, it is weird. I think I did see some people talking about. In fact, no, not. I think I know. I've seen a lot of people talking about putting servers in Alaska and stuff like that. So I'm sure it's probably happening, but not to the degree that you would imagine, right? Why not put all these things in cold environments? Is there some kind of reason they wouldn't want to? I don't know, but it seems like a logical thing to do, right? Then if you're paying fuck all for air conditioning, because it's already a cold environment, then you're going to be making a lot more.
Like a place like Iceland, where they have more geothermic energy than they'll ever know what to do with.
Yes.
I mean, it pays for itself doubly.
Have you seen the news in New York where that they were trying to discourage the Bitcoin mining facility there? They're like, oh, this Bitcoin mining facility has turned our lake into a hot tub.
What?
It's like, no, it fucking hasn't, you idiot. What the fuck are you talking about? The amount of energy it would take to turn a goddamn lake that big? Let me find it. Talk for a second here.
Yeah, I mean, I've not heard that. That seems like a bit of a crazy fucking conspiracy theory, like a Blue Anon type thing.
It was fake. There's no way. Bitcoin mining is turning New York Lake into a hot tub, says resident. Well, then that resident
Says resident. Yeah, it says resident.
Okay, well, they've been having a heat wave for a minute now, so they're
Yeah,
probably
that
just
probably
linking the
fucking did it. I mean, look how big this goddamn lake is.
You want to send me a
I'm
link and I'll
sending
bring it
it.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. Yahoo.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. New York would do something like that.
Well, it's
What,
just
cry
somebody who
about
doesn't know what the
Bitcoin, yeah.
fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, that's what it is. I've got it on screen. I hope the video wasn't needed because that didn't seem to load.
No.
Bitcoin mining is turning New York Lake into a hot tub, says a resident. Let me just highlight that A. And here's how. See, where does it start? Lake is so warm you feel like it. You're in a hot tub, says Abby Buddington of Dresden, whose house is near the plant. Facility on the shores of Senenka Lake is
Seneca?
yeah, whatever. Is owned by private equity firm Atlas Holdings, operated by this one. Let me see. Where is there any pictures or?
Oh man, this is a disaster. I shouldn't have got the Englishman to read English
Yeah.
text. Holy shit.
I'm just finding
American
where
Oh
English is
my
like
God.
kryptonite to fucking UK.
dude. How am I meant
Holy
to say
fuck.
these weird words?
Oh,
Seneca.
What, Seneca? Like,
Yeah, that doesn't even.
come on.
What the hell is that?
You have a car in England called the fucking Citroen Seneca, don't you? There's something. You've never heard Seneca, that word?
No.
Anyways. All right. Well, let me just read let me just read a bit of the article that I just sent you if you want to pull that one up instead. Because you got the idea, right? This one resident it caused a bunch of fear.
Seneca sounds like the Queen's horse.
Yeah, I know. Something, but there's no extra N in there. I'm sorry that we had to subject you guys to that. I mean, honestly, it would have been even worse if fucking Avon had to read it. So I think we're okay.
Well, he'd have fell asleep halfway through it.
All right. Do you got the other one pulled up?
I've
here?
got it on screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to show you how. You want me to show you how a master class in fucking reading?
Well, if I'd have seen it before, I like.
Look at that. Look at the third word in that. Look at that third word in the sentence. I'm gonna have. Oh, that's gonna be tough, huh?
Over dramaticize.
Kaz
There's
only
no
does
C.
pigeon. Kaz only does pigeon.
Recently, yeah, we should do the the BBC Pigeon article.
Oh yeah.
Them government said there ought to be made in the Bitcoin server. Recently, an oh fuck you.
Ah, you fucked it up. You fucked it up.
Recently, an over dramatized
Oh my god.
this.
Oh
Recently,
my
an
god.
over dramatized story by Gretchen Morganson of NBC News about the Greenridge power plant and cryptocurrency mining hybrid on Seneca Lake, New York, went viral. The story blames Bitcoin mining for ruining, in quotation marks, a 12,000-year-old glacial Seneca Lake. Now, that story was focused on a quote by Abby Buddington of Dresden, where they were firebombed in World War II. So I think she's familiar with like boiling lakes. Whose house is near the plant, and who was quoted as saying, "The lake is so warm you feel like you're in a hot tub." The story went on to blame the economics of Bitcoin for bringing the plant online and effectively boiling the entire lake. There's just one problem: the account and the story are totally fucking bullshit. The thing is, they are having a heat wave, aren't they?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the water fucking feels so hot. Yeah. So she goes in there to get cool. It's a little hotter than usual. She looks over across the lake and goes, "What the fuck? That's a new thing. That's what's doing this." It's literally like just some idiot just making a...
She's probably not even in this fucking US. She's probably in fucking China pushing bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, let's look up Abby Buddington and see what fucking Chinese oil company in the Ukraine is giving her a cut.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, it's Yahoo News. I mean,
well, there you go.
It could be a fucking computer writing the article for all.
They've been compromised.
Before debunking the claims, it's worth pointing out that the locals have legitimate concerns how the plant's outflow pipe is discharging water into the canal. that flows into the lake outlet. Local environment groups are monitoring. Local environment groups. Oh, I'm sure they're monitoring very well.
They're monitoring the situation,
Monitoring the
dude.
situation, yeah. Oh, however, activist journalists using over-exaggeration and deceit on a global scale to increase clicks is not a decent way to bring attention to local activism. You know, you can say this about all fucking activists. Piss me off, especially journalists. Yeah, we don't need to go into that. We already know about that. What else is interesting about this? Oh, what do you want to read this one?
What? Okay, well, Greenwich was built in 1937 as a coal plant. It was dormant from 2011 until May 2017 when Atlas Holdings converted it to natural gas. In 2019, the plant began pilot testing for Bitcoin mining and launched mining services in January 2020. The new facility has a capacity of 22 gigawatts in its first phase and up to 106 gigawatts after completion of all phases. The plant sells electricity to the regional grid when it's profitable to do so and uses Bitcoin mining as a buyer of last resort when it's not. See, that's not bad though.
That's
Like
great.
at least there's companies that are that's pretty cool how they're,
Yeah.
you know, there are conventional companies that are sort of hedging themselves by using Bitcoin as a potential. And the thing is like this is oh wow, what is this? Malthusianism. I'm glad I didn't have to read that paragraph.
Yeah.
But the thing is with Bitcoin and the amount of energy that it takes to mine these things, if anything, and I think this may be a meme at this point, or at least it's been talked about from what I've heard on the subject. The more power it takes to mine Bitcoin, the less profitable it is to use that method of creating that power. So if anything, Bitcoin mining and production is going to it's going to jumpstart the fucking green energy movement, right? If it becomes less profitable to mine Bitcoin the way that people are mining it conventionally, then they're going to be looking into alternative methods of developing cheap energy to keep it profitable.
Yeah.
Like putting the farms in the Arctic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, putting the farms in the Arctic or using hydroelectric power,
Thermoelectric, all that shit, yeah.
Yeah. Getting fucking immigrants to run on treadmills, whatever, dude. We got to get this Bitcoin. We got to get this Bitcoin.
Yeah. We need to fund this. We need to run this machine. This is an
the Chinese have the Uyghurs on hamster wheels. Why can't we do the same thing with our illegals?
Yeah, great idea. Oh my god.
We just need Zuckerberg on a hydrofoil, whatever the
yeah,
fuck
I saw that.
he was surfing on.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was quite a good vision. You know, this guy is doing this. Look at all the success he's getting by screwing the world. It's great. This company they purchased voluntarily these carbon credit bullshit things to become 100% carbon neutral, and so this plant is literally not causing any damage to the environment, which is what they cry about.
No, but dude, that's the thing with carbon. That carbon.
Yeah, I know how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not carbon neutral. They've paid to get to a point where they would be within the regulatory bounds of their allowed emissions. They're not neutral.
They're political indulgences meant to drive out smaller businesses that can't compete.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day, imagine making some kind of some crypto for carbon credits. I'm sure it's done, but you could do that and maybe sell that to the world and make trillions.
Sell it to the world. Yeah. Well, I mean, we can kind of touch on before we end here, we can kind of touch on something that's going down on July 14th as far as traditional markets go. There's something in the works. There's something in the cookbook of the GameStop CEO. He's making an effort to fuck over the people who have been trying to fuck over his company. And it's something that I respect about him, even though that I don't like the meme magic of these stocks and what's keeping them afloat.
Oh, you mentioned this, didn't you? Maybe in VC or something. Yeah, if you got a link, I'll bring it up.
I don't have a link. It's just it's all off the top of the dome. But I could probably pull something up if you want to search. Yeah, type in. I don't even remember his name. I think it's Cohen or something, the CEO of GameStop. But what he's doing, and this is something that I respect about him, even though, like I said, I'm not really interested in the meme stocks or anything like that. He's treating this company the same way you would if it was your company that you started. It just seems like he really cares about it. And he's making moves to fuck over all the people who have been trying to short his company in the same way that Elon did with the companies that have tried to screw Tesla into the dirt since the start. Now the company is called Citadel, which is the main firm that was trying to short 120 or 140% of the stocks that were actually available on the market. Now, if you know the significance of July 14th and what that means as far as, the change in the ruling class, I guess, at least in Europe, July 14th is Bastille Day in France. That's the day that they stormed a citadel. They stormed the Bastille and kickstarted the French, not the American Revolution, but the French Revolution. Now, he picked July 14th to release. I don't know if we know exactly what it is yet, but it has something to do. Speculation says that it has something to do with the blockchain, and I don't know if he's going to be tokenizing the stocks themselves so that there's proof of ownership for the individual stocks, or percentage owned of the company. That way, you can't short or you can't sell more than what actually exists and what you can prove to be yours and in your possession. So all these companies that are doing this sort of short selling thing is they're going to be fucked. They're going to be fucked completely, because right now they still have short sells open that are going to be completely destroyed by the fact that they don't have the things that they're trying to sell. So I appreciate what he's doing, and if that is in fact what he is doing. So what you're pulling up here, I know one of his the
Is
launch
this what
date.
you mean? I think
When was this article published here?
this was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Okay, so I do know that he had a couple of cryptic texts, tweets talking about July 14th, and he might be going into it here. So one of the ideas and one of the things that people were thinking about he was doing was maybe putting the company GameStop, making one token called GameStop, and then you own, in the same way that you could own Satoshis, which is a portion of a Bitcoin, you could own portion of the stock that way by the EIP 1559 protocol. And we'll see. We don't know what he's doing, but it does have to do with Ethereum, on the Ethereum blockchain and everything like that. So it looks like here that they've actually kind of dug into the code here, saw that this was an NFT contract directly linked to GameStop. So we'll see. Time will tell. But if you look at his tweets in the past, it is obvious that he has been sort of pissed off in the same way you would be if somebody was trying to tank your company. And you don't really see that in CEOs that are just nominated because of their business acumen. This guy is actually looking out for the retail trader, at least as far as it, what it looks like.
Oh,
We'll see what
welcome
he says.
change, if true.
We'll see. I still don't trust. I don't trust anybody. He might be in it for himself too, but he is definitely trying to storm the Bastille with some of the things that he's doing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. So the reason why that July 14th is because in the code you can see launch date of July 14th. It'll be interesting.
Well, he tweeted it. He said July 14th. Like, I think it was a really cryptic tweet where he just wrote July 14th. It's going down or something like that.
GameStop unveils official NFT project, nft.gamestop.com. It'll be interesting because GameStop's
there is a
right?
website. There is a website
Yeah.
up right now too, where you go there and then there's like a secret. There's an Easter egg. I did this here. So if you go up in the upper right, you see like that little
Yeah, I
fucking
see a
thing there?
dot, yeah.
Yeah, you click that and there's a game and you play it, and at the end it tells you July 14th or something.
Hang on a sec.
You gonna play this?
I'm just
Let's
making
do it,
this,
bro.
I'm just making the screen. So
Game on and on.
oh,
Game
it's
on,
this
dude.
is like the
Do it, bro.
Chrome
Jump.
thing.
You gotta jump, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh, you fucking suck, dude.
This is like the Chrome thing, isn't it?
What?
Chrome has
Hey, it
got
even
Come on,
that.
looks
dude.
like you, Kaz.
There you go.
Oh shit. Here you go, dude.
Oh, dude.
Oh my god. We can't see it on the stream. You gotta pull it down.
Oh,
But
it's actually not moving on the stream for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, it is
There you
moving.
go.
No, it is moving. It
All right,
looks fine
guys.
on the screen.
All right, the bullies and bullets are. Wow, Kaz. Bro,
Let's
we're
go.
never gonna become millionaires, bro. If you keep playing like this. Are you watching this, Bars? You watching this British guy try to fucking play a JavaScript? Look at this, dude, bro. Okay, well, why don't you just look up what happens if you win? Because this isn't gonna.
Let's go.
Let's go.
See, look at this skill. This is from all of my brain being used on this. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. Oh, look at this. Yes, yes. Okay, I'm done. I can't even anymore. I'm
Wait.
getting a bit bored.
Okay, so what happens?
I don't know. I'm getting a bit bored.
All right. Well, either way, something happens at the end of that where it's sort of revealed that July 14th is the day that
But when
whatever
is
they're
the
planning
end?
to
It's
do.
going on for ages.
Are you still playing it? Oh fuck! I can still
Yeah.
hear it.
All right, I'm
I
done.
can
I'm
hear
done.
it.
I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it. There we go. Yeah. So that was
Yeah.
was
So
fun for the stream.
GameStop is going to be doing something. We don't know exactly what yet. But
Hopefully, they're not going to be making a game.
I hope not. I hope not. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's just one of those things that it brings attention to the crypto space. I'll put a caveat, which I've always said. It might just be bringing money into the wrong places, right? Can we not have this money into Bitcoin rather than other shit like random GameStop NFTs?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a waste, right? Money in altcoins that just die. There's no point of them. Put it into Bitcoin rather than all these shit coins, right? Or ADA.
Yeah, the
or-
NFT craze it's going to give out sometime, I mean. But it's going to get
Damn.
real fucking stupid before it does.
Well, I don't know. I like the idea of hedging against the piss earth that we're dealing with right now. So
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
as well.
like almost politically correct redneck, like the dude with the mullet by the red
Milo?
truck. He's making an NFT from his meme.
Who's that?
The redneck meme, the guy with the mullet standing by a red truck. You've seen it. Everybody's seen it.
Milo Yiannopoulos?
No. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Today's
Have you seen
Milo,
his mullet? Have you seen his mullet lately?
Oh yeah.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
I've seen it. And those bleach tips, holy yeah. Yeah, he's totally straight now.
Yeah, totally, dude. If that's what straight people look like, then I was gonna say a word that I'm not allowed to use on.
Yeah, we can't use those words on this stream.
No, I just saw you playing a game, and I thought that it was okay to start using gamer words again, but not yet, ladies and gentlemen, not yet.
Not yet. If anyone wants to call in,
homosexualist.
yeah, if anyone wants to call in,
Yeah.
call in now because we're basically we're done here. I think unless anyone's got anything else they want to bring up or say or ask or
Yeah.
like that.
Hopefully, it's not a girl
Yeah,
singing the Chinese
What's
national anthem
Crypto's gonna
again.
do next week? Any Ascending
Oh, yeah.
triangles.
All right, so let me hold on a second. Let me just take a look at it real quick because we did have a now, and here's what I don't like about bounces on Sunday nights, because we did get a bounce. If you want to pull up the Bitcoin chart, Kaz, we did get a bounce off of the like I said, it was sort of stagnated, and the Bollinger Bands were constricting over the past week to a point where it wasn't moving at all. It just stayed at 33,000. It stayed between 30 and 33 for like fucking 6 days. It sucked. We did get a bounce early today. It's up 3% right now, 3.35%. The thing that I don't like about little run-ups like this at the end of a weekend is that when the Europeans wake up at 4 a.m. East Coast time, they end up dumping into this. Like they see that they caught a little profit over their weekend holdings when they signed off on Fridays, on Friday, and then when they come back in on Monday and they see that it's up, they fucking dump it. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, I expect a nice little drop off of people taking profit, and hopefully this bounce continues in the same direction that it's going. You could draw a line at the bottom of your Bitcoin chart and just sort of realize that we're still within the trend line. The upward momentum is still pretty strong. We're going to take a dip. This is my prediction. We're going to take a dip tomorrow morning, and then we're going to continue on the on the upwards path. So it's going to be slow growth with Bitcoin, the slow march back up to 36,000. But if you keep your eye on everything else, the DeFi summer is here, and things like PancakeSwap. Kaz, last time we were on the stream, we said it's been going. I remember specifically saying it's been going between $11 and $15 for the past 2 weeks, and it's an easy play. Now, right after I said that, it literally went down to $11 and then back up to $15.
Yeah, I saw we're at 15 again. Yeah,
it's at 15.50 right now. It's almost 5%. It's 14% up for the week. It's the easiest play I've ever had, and it reminds me of 2018 when Neo was just bouncing up and down predictably. So they did come out with this new lottery game that they have on their app, which I recommend staying away from. Each one of those tickets costs $5, and it's so the way that their app and the way that the website is set up, it's so beautiful and cute that you think you're fucking just playing a game in the same way that you were playing that game, but you really do stand to lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing, no matter how many pastel colors are on the screen.
Yeah, it looks very nice. It's very well designed, but that's obviously done to bring people in to lose their money. So I've got on screen the 4-hour chart. Let me bring it down to the.
Well, that's it. I mean, I basically said what we needed to say there. Oh yeah, you're pulling up the Bitcoin thing. All I'm seeing on.
Oh, I know why, because I changed on.
Oh, I see it. I see. No, it's good. The stream, I can see it on the stream, but your live thing. But yeah, we're still in the upward trend. We did have a nice big wick coming out of the top there of the most recent 4-hour. Yeah, I don't know if you want to bring it down to the hour, or 4 hours. Okay,
I'm on the 15-minute at the moment.
You're on the 15-minute BTC.
Oh, I'm on BitPay, whatever that is. Let me change to Binance and Tether.
Yeah.
There we go. Here we go. This looks better. So you can see we did have that little jump, which is nice. We've got back to how we were about 6 hours ago. So.
But you can see that if you want to draw the line starting back there on the July 10th, I think that is. It's pretty apparent that is the trend line that we're watching. And there's that, and then you could even put up another one. And we were talking about the supply and demand. That's what my chart looks like. I don't feel like pulling it up right now, but you can put another line up and just sort of see where the trend line is a little bit more strong.
I probably need to zoom out to get the.
That's okay. That's okay. But you can see how the trend is going in that direction.
Yeah.
And I wish I could pull up mine real quick. Hold on. Will somebody talk? Bards. give
I'm
us-
just doing just looking. You know, this you
Yeah,
can see there's a clear uptrend here. Hopefully that continues essentially, but likely,
We're still in the death cross, though.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not. That's not the. No, Jesus Christ, Kaz, you. This. I'm sorry, guys. You call yourself a chartist?
No, no, I don't call myself a chartist.
Holy fuck! All right, let me just pull up, or let me give you my screen here.
Yeah, share
I'm
your
going to
screen.
screenshot. No, I'm not going to show my screen, but I'm going to
Okay.
screenshot this for.
Yeah, we'll bring this up. Bring this up in a second. Zoom out to this one. You know, I don't think we're going to be breaking out of this this issue, this death cross. I think
so
we're
we're
going to
just
be
staying in the 35,000 for a couple more weeks,
probably.
month.
Well, so what I'm saying. Oh fuck! I have it on cake, but here's the general direction. This is what I'm talking about. I'm going to post it in your. I'm going to send it to your DM here.
Yeah.
But yeah, those the death cross and the golden cross. I mean, that's shit that plays out over the course of weeks and months. So we're not going to see. You know, while those legs might be closing, it's going to take a while. Once we get a golden cross, and especially if we get it up here, that's going to be fucking amazing. That is going to turn the whole market into a fucking cash cow. But this is what I have on my chart right now, and that's the buy zone and the sell zone for me, at least, and that's for cake. But it's mimicking Bitcoin right now. Just
I've got this on screen now. I've not got it on Discord, I don't think, but oh, actually, no, I do. I have got it on Discord. There you go. Yeah, I've got it on screen.
okay.
Yeah, I see it.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's sort of that's sort of how it's been bouncing in between those lines. The top two, I like to it doesn't necessarily need to make like once it passes beneath a trend line, that doesn't invalidate it because it still pays respect to it later on. It still uses it as a dynamic support and dynamic resistance as we keep moving in that same direction of the trend, right? So it doesn't invalidate the trend. It doesn't break the trend, and it doesn't reverse it. It just sort of establishes a little buy zone and a sell zone. We were talking about supply and demand zones. I just call them buy and sell zones. Between those two upward trend lines, that's where we're buying. And once it hits the resistance area at the top, that's where you're selling. And it's as easy as cake. And this is the cake. This is cake, and this is what I've been trading. This is what Kaz has been trading, and I don't know who gave who the idea, but it's been super profitable. And Bards, if you want to get into staking, we can talk about this sometime later in VC. I know that I got Homo Trollus onto this and at least showed him the ropes, and he's off on his own doing his own thing. Golden Cross Deluxe 247 is when the 200-day moving average. I'll pull it up here for you. Let me see here. I just had it on my screen. This was something, the death cross was when the 50 EMA goes beneath 200-day EMA, the exponential moving average. That's something that we're paying attention to just because those are indicators that are pretty indicative of the direction, and it acts as support. It's sort of a moving average price visually represented by these lines that you see on everybody's charts. But I'll pull it up here just to show you. I'll shoot Kaz another screenshot of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and as for staking on cake, very, very, very easy. There's we can go into it in VC afterwards, but it's this thing called auto stake, which you're getting at the moment 103%. So over the time that I've had cake, I've got quite a nice bit of profit from that. Just by doing nothing, you just leave it in there, and you end up getting cake. For instance, this month, I've got quite a lot. It was a higher percentage, but it drops and goes up over time. So it's not always going to be 103% or 3 million% APY. It goes up and
Yeah.
down all the time. And then there's the liquidity pools, which you can provide liquidity to in order to get, you can get money from that. So I've got one going on currently, BSC pad and BNB. That's 220% APR. At the moment, do you remember I said I was gonna just see what it was like, just to see what I'd get? So I just dumped $100 into it. At the moment, that $100 is worth $102.
Well,
I
you
know.
could just scale that up. And the thing is,
Nice.
you can scale that up. And I mean, I really should start posting or at least keeping a spreadsheet of the earnings that I'm getting from the farms and all the staking pools that I'm in. Because when I did the calculation earlier today, I was something like $682 just from passive income. I did buy and sell some cake. As I keep, cake. I wish it was a different ticker because it sounds a lot more professional when I say ADA or something like that. But cake is what this fucking thing is called, and that's what I've been trading back and forth. And I think, in profit just from the movements on that and the amount of money that I've been getting paid in the dividends from these pools and the yield farming, liquidity farming. Sorry. Yeah, it came out to $682, and that's just fucking, that's using trading 101 and leaving money in these staking pools. And like Kaz said, one of them is at 102, but some of them, like when they first get on there before it has the liquidity, there are upwards of I've seen one of them at like 700%. And granted, it'll before it gets filled up, before the pool gets filled up with other people who are staking as well, that brings the percentage of the APY down. But for like a day or two, it'll be in the 400% APY range, and you can get paid out, for that 24 hours. It's fucking amazing. So I basically just move my cake around like it's a job. I have that website open while I'm working, and I just keep accumulating this shit, and it's fucking paying dividends, man.
But you're obviously
So
having to
that means
buy
Bitcoin.
you're having to buy the other side as well, right? So it's not like.
So
No.
I'm only in 2 farms right now, but I'm pretty heavily weighted in them. One of them is, just to be full transparency here, it's not only full transparency, it's definitely, this is something that you should be aware of if you're going to even think about doing this. The impermanent loss is a very real thing. And depending on whether or not you're willing to lose the amount of money you put in it, that's the risk you're taking. And I wouldn't do it if you don't know anything about it yet. And it's something that I tell people in VC all the time, the voice chat that we have on our Discord. So I'll pull it up right now. At least I'm doing it on my phone. So I am $300. No, what is this? $250 something beneath. This is in impermanent loss because of the liquidity thing. You buy both ends of a trade. So right now I'm in this one right here is DVI to BNB. That's the swap. You buy $1,000, for example, of DVI and $1,000 worth of BNB, and you put it in this farm and you leave it there. And right now it's paying you 213% APY. The thing is, you get impermanent loss, and this is the risk you take when you farm. If one of the coins, like right now, BNB is flying
Down.
Any direction, if it separates itself from the ratio that you got in with, that separation is reflected in the amount that you put in. It's really, I'm trying to explain it in explain to me like I'm 5 type of way, but it's really sort of complicated. The only thing you need to worry about, the TLDR, is if one of the coins moves in a direction that the other one isn't moving at the same rate in, you get this loss that you only realize if you sell. Because right now it's only $250 beneath the amount of money that I put in. But not only have I been getting paid while the money's in there, I've already made up for that loss in the amount that I've been paid out, right? 682 minus that's what my profit was for the last month doing these farming things. But you do have to worry about that, and if you're not willing to risk it, I would just kind of look into it a little more. But with the pools, the thing that Kaz was talking about, that's you can make money doing that without even looking at the farms. The farms is just the risk. I just wanted to play that game because I've never done it before, and I was willing to take the risk just to see. I did it for you guys. I did it for the bullies and bullets to report back on how the farming works. I'm Christ-like.
Yeah, very Christ-like. Yeah, very.
But
I've got this thing on screen. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah. Well, Bards, did you have a question real quick before I just kind of dove into this?
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is, if one coin goes up and the other goes down, and the value goes away from each other, that's when you get the impermanent loss.
So the impermanent loss shows up in the amount that you have staked, right? It'll tell you this is how much money you have staked in this farm. But what you do is you're putting in a 1-to-1 ratio. So that means if I put in, this is just for an example, if I put in one BNB, I would have to put in the same dollar amount worth of the other thing that it's trading with in that farm. So one BNB is worth, for example, one BNB is worth 100 DVI, right? Now, if BNB ends up becoming like it is right now, it's worth a lot more than 100 DVI, but you've only put in 1 versus 100. So that difference isn't going to be reflected. You're going to get back the same amount that you put in. And until that ratio has met itself in the middle again, you're going to be taking it out. Like right now, this one I have, let's just go full disclosure here. This one I have right now, it's $2,926 in there. That's below what I put in, which was around 3,100 or 33, whatever. Plus, add $250. I have a fucking spreadsheet here. But I am from the amount of money that I put in the beginning, I'm $250 beneath what the $3,200 that I put in. And it's gone down to $2,600 that I've been watching this farm. But it's because one of them takes off and the other one, what happens is when one of these things, and like I said, it's complicated and that's why I feel like I'm bouncing around here. But when one of them takes off in a direction that the other one doesn't follow it, it creates an arbitrage opportunity. So people buy the other coin, they buy more of the other coin with the first coin. So once that liquidity kind of finds itself back into the middle where the ratios meet up and it's back to 1-to-1, because the demand for the other coin drives the price back up, and Jesus Christ, I hope
once they hit an equilibrium.
Yeah. Are you following me? Does this make any sense? Because I feel like it's yeah. So once the ratio gets back to normal,
yeah, it is.
Yeah. So if one coin stays at $1 and the other one shoots up to $324 from when you bought it, it was $300 versus 100. That was the ratio, or that was the price of both of those things. One of them's at 324 right now, and the other one hasn't moved, or it even probably went down a little bit. That ratio is no longer the ratio is no longer 300 to $1. It's 324 to $1, or 324 to 96 cents. So that fucking loss in the middle there is where you're getting the impermanent loss. And it's called impermanent because it's not realized. You don't actually have the loss until you take your money out of this farm. You can sit there and wait for the ratio to get back to normal, and you can hope that it will, right? It might not. People might not look at DVI and say, well, this is worth the arbitrage opportunity. It's going to go back to the ratio that it belongs at with, in the BNB comparative. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. But during that time, I've already been paid out enough money to cover that loss. But it will be a permanent loss once I withdraw. It's fucking long and complicated. I hope I didn't.
Yeah, and in terms of these things, the auto stake, like Amatrolius just said, is solid. Yeah, it's going. That's like more of a simple way to make the money. And I don't know why I'm not seeing the benefit at the moment of doing the liquidity farming, because if auto staking is 103% right now, I'm just on about BNB and Cake hypothetically. Auto staking is 103%, but the farm is only 55% on Cake and BNB. So, I don't see why anyone would do it when they can do auto
Well,
staking.
the reason why they have the Cake to BNB farm is because the coins you get rewarded in for that stake, they're called LP tokens. You take that liquidity provider tokens, and that's what you can buy. You know how they have a launch pad on BSC pad?
Yeah.
So in Cake, they have something called an initial farm offering. So you can farm with the Cake to BNB coins that you get. You get the LP. You take that LP and you put it in whenever a new coin comes out. You can farm it with that LP. So it's like their model to get coins pre-sale before they go out on the market.
Have
That's
you
the only
done
reason why.
anything like that?
Every day I check to see when there's a new one coming out, but the last one was called Kalmar, and that was like almost a month ago now. They're not as frequent as the BSC pad ones come out. But yeah, so the Kalmar was one, and then Hot Cross was one. Hot Cross was super profitable. I was able to farm that early. But yeah, it's the initial farm offerings, and you buy a new token with a brand new token sale model. Hot Cross was one. It was in the beginning with the IFO, it was 5 cents, and it got up to 40 cents. So if you can imagine that sort of gain is fucking insane. And I've been waiting to win that kind of lottery for a while now. But yeah, so that's just a quick rundown, and then I'll, if you want me, just to get back finally to the question that Deluxe 247 had in the chat. What you're looking at on screen right now is a death cross. That is the 50-day moving average going beneath the 200-day moving average. A death cross means that it's the market interprets that. Everybody looking at that chart saw that. That's where the arrow's pointing, where that little cross happened, where those two lines crossed. That's a bad sign for the market. But then a golden cross is the opposite. When the 50-day moving average goes above the 200-day moving average, that's a good news. That's the market will see that and think, oh my God, this is awesome. Everything's going great. It'll fucking shoot back up. If that happens within the next couple of weeks here, then we're right back on track to $100,000 within the next 8 months.
And people keep saying it, people keep saying we're going to be getting there, but you can't just trust what these influencers are saying because they don't know shit. They don't know the future.
They're paid to lie to you. You're the dumb money.
I mean, maybe not, but they would profit by Bitcoin going up. Like, for instance, let's say an influencer has, I don't know, 50 million subscribers, and they just go out and say, buy Bitcoin now, it's going to go to $1 billion USD. That will, if they just do a long there and wait for these people to buy in, it would be good for them. So, you can't just trust what these people are saying. Maybe they're being genuine or not. Who knows? I think it's a lot of hopium. And who cares, right? As long as you're making money is what they're thinking. But I think it's a bit disingenuous, a bit deceitful to just keep saying that it's going to be this. No one knows what it's going to be. They hope it's going to be. And, I believe that Bitcoin will eventually be 100K. That's why I've got Bitcoin and other things. It's just you just got to be aware what people are saying. But yeah, like the Death Cross, if the red went above the purple here, that would be the golden cross, and that would be what everyone would be looking out for. If you see that happening, then I think a word would be orgasmic. We should be going way, way up. But we haven't seen that for a while. Obviously, we've got this Death Cross that just happened. It's not exactly a great sign, but we'll see. See what happens. Has anyone got anything else to say, or are we good?
There was another question here. So Artisane said, so what are these companies doing with the staked money? It depends on. There's a bunch of different protocols and models as far as what they do with the staked coins. Right. There's some that are using like Ethereum. You're basically securing computational power on the network. The more Ethereum that there are, the more staking that there is, the more the faster the transactions are going to be able to be facilitated, and you're essentially getting paid as a reward a portion of the fees that are collected each time the network makes a transaction. So when you transact with Ethereum, you pay a network fee called gas, right? That gas is distributed, but this is the model that they're rolling out. That the fees that are collected by the network for those transactions are getting distributed to the people who are staking it based on the amount of coins that they have and are staking. Now that's Ethereum's model. There are some that are the staking model is basically just providing liquidity to the traders. There's a million different reasons why. There's a million different things that these companies are doing. Some of them are just using it like with IFOs and Binance, their launchpad. Staking is basically their fundraising model. So you stake coins in them in hopes that what they're doing with that money is going to lead to the price of the thing that you're getting rewarded in going up. That's why the SEC came after
Also
a lot
known as
of
a
these.
pyramid scheme.
Well, also known as a failure of the Howey test, which is how the SEC measures whether or not something is a security or not. That's why Americans are not allowed to participate in IDOs or IPOs or anything like that unless you have, the licensure to be able to do so. And they're not allowed to offer them to Americans unless they have, unless they went through all the red tape already, and they haven't, because a lot of them are pyramid schemes, so they're not going to. But yeah, there's different reasons to stake, and there's different reasons why they pay, and all of them are profitable. So as long as you stay away from the meme coins, you should be okay.
Doggy coin to the moon.
Yeah, fuck all that noise, dude. Elon Musk is about to watch what's going to happen. Elon Musk is about to dump all of his Dogecoins into Ethereum or Bitcoin. And I'll put that on the record right now because everybody's going to be pissed at him. He doesn't give a fuck, though. He just does what he wants, regardless.
Which is fair enough, right? That's he's entitled
Fine,
to
yeah.
that, and he should do that. He shouldn't be worried about everyone else.
I get mad at people who get mad at him more than I get mad at him, honestly. Like, I mean, he's on the spectrum, and one of the things that comes with that is like a lack of empathy, or he doesn't care what you think. Like he's gonna make money whether or not you fucking want him to sell your magic dog coin. If he thinks that he can make money with a tweet, then he's gonna make that tweet. He doesn't care what the fuck, how you sold your house to buy Doge. It's your fault for doing that.
Yeah, well, I always say it's people's own fault. I'd always say that. If I lose money, it's my own fault. If I pick a bad thing to do, it's personally all my fault, no matter what I've done, influence or whatever. Even if you try to say you're not influenced by anything, you are, very subconsciously. Just very briefly, you mentioned Ripple from XRP.
I did not.
You did. You mentioned. You did.
Not even a little bit. I didn't. XRP. I haven't even thought about it.
You mentioned the SEC and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Very briefly, there was an update where the SEC was saying that Ripple aren't entitled to do a deposition against the SEC director. Didn't really change much. There wasn't much other than that. So, that's still something to keep a lookout for.
They're not entitled to take a deposition from the SEC director?
Yeah, so the SEC lawyers were arguing that Ripple aren't entitled to do a deposition of the SEC director. I think it's a bit scummy, but what do you expect from the government, right? You expect them to be a bit scummy.
Well, a depo, you take a depo from, like, you basically ask questions of the person that you're sort of interrogating, right? Like, I don't see why they would. that's a power. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna ask the. Yeah, why would you?
For
You-
bankers and bureaucrats, a deposition is foreplay.
Yeah, but if they want to take a deposition from the Ripple and the people who work there, that's fine. But it's like, I mean, if I subpoena the president to take a deposition from him, no. Why would they? What the fuck?
But
Who am I?
the SEC needs to remember who they work for, the banks.
Yeah. Well, and you know what though? So does Ripple. We got a person in one of the former chairs of the Ripple Foundation is now working for the Fed. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Fed coin that we've been talking about them rolling out is on the Ripple network. So that's food for thought there.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man.
Be ready, man. I'm telling you. Her name is Jen something Asian, and she is she was on the board of the Ripple Foundation, and now she's working at the Federal Reserve. So I wouldn't doubt. I wouldn't.
And all of them were working for BlackRock.
We'll see. Well, all of them are working for China one way or another. And that should be the show, ladies and gentlemen. Bards, dude, thank you for coming by, man. We needed you here.
Anytime. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks
course.
for coming on at the last minute. Avon is obviously fired from the show.
Yeah, he's gone.
He was failing to turn up. Hasn't turned up for shows for months now. So
yeah. And
Not
Bards, I know you're completely off the grid. I don't know if you want to plug anything. If you have a book or a manifesto or anything you want to plug.
no manifestos. I don't want to hear anything about manifestos.
Well, other than that, I mean, I guess that's it. If Kaz wants to do his sign off where he says bye to me and Bards and then does his little fucking Jerry Springer.
Go watch Meringue Bad. That's all I got plugged.
Sounds good.
Say it again.
Meringue Bad.
There you go. What I was going to do is I was going to play the other intro as an outro and just see what happens, see how that goes. So, yeah. We'll be back here 10:30-ish, 10:45-ish next week, Sunday.
Forza Azzurri! Forza Azzurri!
I don't know what you said there, but there you go. Goodbye. All right, 10:30, 10:45 Eastern.
Yeah.
Next week.
Money never
Bye.
sleeps, pal. Who's the lucky boy? Money never 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 sleeps, pal. But ladies and gentlemen, we're not here to indulge in fantasy, but in political and economic reality. This is an outrage! America has become the second